creating new brain cells. KTU News at 11 starts right now.
This is KTU News at 11, on your side.
But she'll always be remembered.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Hoke.
Colors to support the family of a fallen service member.
You're watching Northwest Florida's news station. This is WEAR, Channel 3 News at 10 in high definition.
A suspect on the loose after a shooting.
Police say he sexually assaulted a girl in a supermarket. Why officers need your help. The death toll rises in the wake of Florence. A live report is next.
KOMO News starts right now.
Thanks for joining us. Developing tonight, police investigating after 2 people shot in Tacoma. It happened.
You're watching ABC News 4 at 5 with Dean Stevens, Ashley Blackstone, and Dave Williams. This is ABC News 4 at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news in the Michael Slager case. The former North Charleston police officer.
Warning signs.
That your word is your bond.
Sound familiar?
That your word is your bond.
Michelle.
Work hard for what you want in life.
Versus Melania.
Work hard for what you want in life.
Cribbing at the convention?
Now, ABC 6 News at 5, on your side.
Night 2 of the Republican National Convention is just about to start.
Protect your home. And many people are making purchases online and sometimes even swapping goods with others. How police departments around the state are trying to keep people safe. The news starts now.
From the station that's on your side, this is Channel 7 News at 6.
Good evening. The Senate passing a funding bill for Medicaid today with
Coming up, a man robs an Amarillo club at gunpoint. Details in the search for a suspect ahead.
A few storms popped up near Wheeler, Mobeetie, and Higgins this afternoon, but they're already fizzling out. Any more rain in the forecast? Find out ahead.
Live from KVII Studios in downtown Amarillo, ABC 7 News, the Panhandle Spirit, starts now.
Good evening and thanks for being here for ABC 7 News Weekend at 6. I'm Stephen Graves.
Now, ABC 7 News at noon, on your side.
And as we come on the air at noon, wishing you a very happy Independence Day.
4/7 News. You're watching WJLA 24/7 News Evening Report, on your side.
And right now at 5 o'clock on WJLA 24/7 News, stormy weather creating dangerous conditions.
This is KTUL TV, Tulsa's Channel 8 at 10. Tonight's news starts now.
We know enough to say that this was an act of terror and an
West Virginia's source for news. Eyewitness News starts right now.
New tonight, Huntington police were on scene after a person was stabbed in the 1200 block of 28th Street.
News Channel 9 at 11 starts right now.
Tonight, a man is under arrest. Officers found homemade bombs in his house. Thanks for watching. I'm Josh.
Those are great conditions to have fire weather concerns across the area.
We talk with local fire and weather officials about the dangers that come along with the current conditions.
We certainly have a lack of mental health services all across our state, in our schools, in our clinics, and in the correction services.
A lack of mental health care across the state. Our in-depth report on what lawmakers, along with school and health leaders, want to see change.
According to a Nebraska senator, the United States is experiencing a lack of mental health.
The people it serves. Plus, a witness inside one of several cars allegedly hit by a drunk driver in Canandaigua gives her account.
You're watching 13 WHAM ABC. And this is 13 WHAM News at 5.
I heard 5 shots. I happened to see the last 4 shots.
Western North Carolina's news leader. This is News 13 at 11.
Right now, a lot of rain is moving into the mountains. And
figure out what this annoying sound is.
Anytime, anywhere. Award-winning coverage you can count on. This is ABC 13 News.
A possible terror threat at Hargrave Military Academy.
Tax reform and tax cuts, what lawmakers say it'll do for South Carolinians, coming up.
This is ABC 15 News at 11.
Well, boy, did we get a significant amount of rain today. It's still coming down a little bit, so.
And see which companies are backing out of deals with the NRA and the gun rights group's response to the action.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ashley Kirkland.
And I'm Rick Devins. And before we get into the news.
This is News Channel 20 at 6.
Good evening. In just a few minutes, the New Berlin School Board will meet.
Who's claiming responsibility for it? Then,
I think this is a good first step.
Cedarville University reacting to President Trump's proposal to reduce prescription drug prices.
And get your umbrella ready for Mother's Day. Your hour-by-hour look at the holiday, plus thunderstorms still coming this week.
We begin with breaking news out of Columbus. A Franklin County Sheriff's deputy is critically injured in a shooting. He was shot after a chase in southwest Columbus. Authorities say the suspect was killed when officers opened fire.
Plus, a small bug is a hot topic at Penn State's Ag Progress Days. How it could be a big problem for the farming industry.
WATM News Center, centered on you.
Welcome to WATM News Center. I'm Justin Betty. The fallout.
Live news at 6:30 on ABC 29 and 8.
Good evening, I'm Megan Morelli, and you are taking a live
from the station working for you. This is ABC 3340 Morning News at 4:30.
When will it sink in?
I mean, it's sinking in and out, man. Like I said, it's a wonderful feeling.
How to best tackle the opioid crisis was the topic of a forum in Alamance County today. Who was there and what solutions they discussed? Good evening, I'm Kristen Drummond. Rob Wu has the night off. We have more on those stories in just a minute, but first,
from fighting Southern California's fires. Plus,
Merry Christmas.
Santa takes on the role of an elf, hard at work helping you help others.
This is KBO-2 News at 10.
And welcome to KBO-2 News on this Friday night as we head into the long
120 students.
The message another school district has for voters ahead of a second bond referendum.
And finding a cure.
And the potential to make progress is greater than I've ever seen.
The mission to treat cancer and how Iowa is at the forefront.
Now, the corridor's top stories and your weather first forecast in the first 10 minutes. This is CBS 2 News 10 at 10.
Happening right now, one local school district hopes voters will approve millions of dollars in improvements.
The College Community School District said
the deadly facts behind unwanted prescription drugs. We'll tell you what's happening on the Blue Bridge.
The better the teacher is with connecting with their students, the more that the student can learn and grow as a person.
We celebrate those who help shape lives in the classroom. KLEW News starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sarah Jacobson. New information tonight. Police have arrested
one of the men charged in connection to the murder of Mujay Dambaya is heading to trial. We're in court as investigators detail how they believe the suspects teamed up to kill her.
The search continues tonight for a man who shot a driver right in front of a local school. Neighbors describe the moments that still have them on edge.
Plus, an exclusive look at a major development project coming to downtown Kalamazoo. Their plans you'll see only on News Channel 3.
Live, local breaking news. You're watching News Channel 3, live at 6.
A hearing in a perjury case.
In high definition from the CBS 4 studios, this is CBS 4 at 5:30.
One of the highest profile murder cases in recent memory is now underway in Las Cruces. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shelton Dotson.
And I'm Patricia Maese. A former Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputy is staring down a first-degree murder charge for the shooting death of a fellow deputy. Ty Chan is accused of killing his colleague while on a work-related trip to Las Cruces. CBS 4 at 5:30's Lachey Wesley is live in Las Cruces to show us what's happened in the first day of testimony.
Ty Chan faces charges for first-degree capital murder. The state and the defense.
Live, on air, online, at valleycentral.com. This is CBS 4 Valley at 6.
Polls close in just over an hour as Americans across the country have important decisions to make. Tonight we have your full Valley.
Bradford County's gravesite Grinch has been sentenced. Coming up tonight, see the families who were affected by her grave thefts this Christmas and what she'll be serving in the next few years.
A repeat offender is back on deputies' radar once again. Find out more coming up on tonight's Wanted Wednesday.
Live in high definition from WGFL in Gainesville, this is CBS 4 News at 6.
Woman dubbed the gravesite Grinch.
This is CBS 5 News at 11 with Michael Benny.
Eddydale Fire, Industrial Fire, corner Wolf Street and Kratz Ave.
Watching KFDM 6 News at 6 with Greg Kerr, Tiffany Murphy, featuring Jasmine Stiles, Chief Meteorologist Greg Bostwick, and Mike Friedman Sports. This is KFDM 6 News at 6.
Beaumont Police Chief Jimmy Singletary is with us tonight.
CBS 6 News starts now.
A local grad makes good to the tune of almost $4 billion. How he's inspiring local teens to do the same.
A big jump in the humidity. I'll tell you how long those humid conditions are going to be sticking around for.
A healthcare firefight on Capitol Hill.
More Americans are going to get hurt unless we do something.
The way this bill cuts health care is heartless.
Breaking down what the GOP plan to revamp healthcare may mean for Americans.
A multi-billion-dollar market and one local closed. They were promised federal money for a new water well nearly 10 years ago. Why angry residents worry the new presidential administration may cut them off.
And an RV is destroyed after a fire in northwest Bakersfield. We'll tell you what fire officials say happened here.
Live in high definition from KVII-TV in Bakersfield. This is the Eyewitness News 7 at 11.
And good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rochelle Murcia.
And I'm Dave Gonzalez. An RV goes up in flames tonight on Rosedale Highway.
Happened around 7.
This is KHQA News at 6, working for you.
Well, we are lighting up the district in Quincy tonight. We'll take you to Washington Park for that right now on KHQA News at 6. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. The Avenue of Lights in Quincy might have gone dark, but the holidays still.
Her future as she faces eviction. Several people in line for a housing complex under construction, why some were turned away. Plus, upcoming spring tournaments in Medford, the crowds the city is expecting. News 10 at 6 starts now.
You're watching News 10, your connection in Southern Oregon and Northern California. This is News 10 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Trish Close.
I'm Dave DeRorange. Thanks for joining us. On track.
Tonight's top stories and weather before the first commercial. This is Local 12 News at 11.
Good evening, everybody. We begin tonight with what's on a lot of our minds, the dramatic changes on the way in our weather for the holidays.
Large knife attacks and kills an elderly mother and her son as well, who is now fighting for his life. New developments in a double shooting in unincorporated Palm Beach County over the weekend. What friends are saying about one of the victims. And spotty showers still popping up across South Florida at this hour. What can we expect as we get the new week started?
CBS 12 News, Emmy nominated for overall and news excellence. This is CBS 12 News at 11.
We begin with that murder investigation in St. Lucie County. We first brought you as
City marks a 100th birthday. We'll hear from the Mid-Missouri veteran. And For the People powwow is back in the capital city this weekend. We'll tell you what this special event is all about.
And it's hard to believe, but it's going to feel even warmer tomorrow. I'll show you heat index values for Memorial Day coming up. KRCG 13 live at 6 starts right now.
Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 live at 6.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Sladek, and thanks for joining us this Memorial Day weekend.
First, fair, accurate. From our newsrooms in Eugene, Roseburg, and Coos Bay, KVAL News starts now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for KVAL News at 9. I'm Lauren Lapka. A developing story this morning. There's been another school shooting. This morning, 2 people have...
Now, CBS 13 News is on your side at 6.
Looking live outside right now, the flakes are falling in Freiburg.
Just ahead at 5, investigators in central Iowa update the public on a search for Molly Tibbetts, who's now been missing for nearly 2 weeks. A deadly accident on Highway 20 near Correctionville closes that road for hours this afternoon. And
I'm Chris Martinez in Redding, California, where some people are finally heading home after a deadly wildfire forced the evacuation of thousands.
This is Siouxland News at 5 on KMEG 14.
A man is dead this afternoon after a major accident on Highway 20 just outside of Correctionville.
Live from central Pennsylvania, this is CBS 21 News at 6.
We begin with another tragedy. More than 24 people are dead after a shooting in a Texas church. Glad to have you along here at 6. I'm Rob Hanrahan.
And I'm Jasmine Brooks. In the past 24 hours, investigators have...
Now at 11, the winter cold has returned. Now we're tracking lake effect snow.
An officer is being called a hero after saving the life of a 12-year-old. We have their reunion.
Plus, a new issue tonight in the debate over South Bend School's reorganization plan. WSBT 22 News at 11 starts right now.
First, fast, accurate. With Todd Connor and Dane Murray. You're watching WSBT 22 News at 11.
And a live look on storm tracker radar. As you can see, snow bands are setting up across.
The only local news team taking action for you. KIMA, Keeper Action News.
Coming up this morning on Action News, classes are back to normal at a local elementary school this morning after the school went into lockdown yesterday. More on the multiple arrests near the campus that caused the lockdown. As the crack on Rattlesnake Ridge in Yakima County gets larger, state officials are now taking precautions for residents and drivers on I-82. We have new video of the crack and what officials are doing today to prepare. And a popular local restaurant is closing its doors for good after serving lunch and dinner in the community for 10 years. Why they say it's time to shut down and when they are closing up shop. More on that coming up. Good Thursday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Action News. I'm Christy Paulus. And I'm Kelly Bayard, and yesterday was gorgeous. Those clouds.
Mother Nature turns destructive.
We lost everything.
But it may have been something man-made that destroyed local homes. How county officials are trying to figure out what went wrong in the recent floods.
Under investigation, flames break out in a deadly crash. What we know about one of the drivers tonight.
A man goes from a Texas beach to a hospital. The warning health experts have for families this summer.
From this direction, it just gushed in like a river, you know, overflowing banks and rushing.
On the inspirational story of 2 local teenagers who saw a woman crash into a river and sprang into action as her car filled with water.
Also, Alien Highway, our Secrets of the Desert series continues with an extraterrestrial trip near one of our country's most famous secrets.
News 3 starts right now.
On this very busy night, we begin with the first major breaking news late tonight.
Now at 11, a 911 call from a murder suspect reveals the bizarre details surrounding a deadly crime scene at a hotel on the edge of the city of Syracuse. Also, remembering a young life lost, friends of a former Central New York high schooler recall how she touched so many lives. And videos of exploding e-cigarettes making headlines, where experts say users can go wrong. NBC3 News at 11 starts right now.
The 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. You're watching NBC3 News at 11.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Just after 11 o'clock this morning, 911 received a call from a man claiming he murdered his girlfriend. And tonight we learned about this.
A group of Bernie Sanders supporters are suing the Nevada State Democratic Party. What's behind the suit? Plus, it's a big weekend for events in Reno. How one is putting Reno in the national spotlight. News 4 at 11 starts right now.
You're watching News 4 at 11 on your side in high definition.
Good evening. Well, happening right now, multiple agencies are searching.
You're watching News 4 San Antonio at noon.
Search efforts continue today after the bridge collapse in Miami that killed at least 6 people. Coming up, the steps rescue crews are now taking in hopes to save anyone who may be left in the rubble. Police have also identified a man they say took his girlfriend hostage, who he is and the charges he's now facing. Plus, honoring a hero, first responders come together to remember one of their own days after he was killed in a helicopter crash. Good afternoon, everyone. New at noon, more than 200 UTL Science Center students are taking part in Match Day. Students finding out where they're going to be headed.
Straight ahead, a man's death catches attention after his family claims he was abused by a member of the Catholic Church clergy in his obituary.
Plus, the attorney of a family that lost their son at Penn State after a night of drinking speaking out about how the university failed them.
And lawmakers set to vote in Harrisburg tomorrow on legislation that would improve testing of Lyme disease.
6 News. Coverage you can count on. Starts now.
Thanks for being here. A grieving family in the process of saying their final goodbyes to a son and brother.
31 to Johns Hopkins for an exclusive look at the double arm transplant and the difference it's already made for a local family. 2 people are dead, 116 more hurt after this train collision. The latest on what went wrong in yet another Amtrak accident. Is America doing enough to take care of our veterans? We took your concerns to the White House for a one-on-one interview with the Secretary of the VA. See what we found out.
This is 7 and 4 News at 11.
Well, good evening. I'm Mark Chalette.
And I'm Kristen Lowe. Your top news stories are coming up, but as always, a look at your forecast. First at 11 with 7 and...
Right now on News 9 at 6, a domestic assault call turns into an attack on a deputy. Now one man is facing charges.
Plus, the city of Wheeling taking big steps to make parks safer and more fun for children.
Cool, breezy, and wet today. I'll let you know when drier weather will be here in my forecast coming up.
News 9 is everywhere. This is News 9 at 6.
An 8-hour day of testimony in Jefferson County for the second day of Donnell Turner's murder trial.
Now on the night team, Saving American Jobs, a rally to prevent local work from going out of the country. Okay, sorry we didn't have sound there. Protecting your privacy, another NBC 10 shredded event is in the books, and this year curbside service from some of your favorite NBC 10 people. And head on, 3 people sent to the hospital following this violent crash.
NBC 10 News begins right now with breaking news.
And that breaking news is out of Providence. NBC 10 News was on the scene at 20.
Tax in Missoula will tell you just how hard a hit you'll take. Plus, the carnival opens in Kalispell, but this time inspectors are keeping an extra close eye on safety, what you need to know. And big plans to make good after high water tears through one Missoula community.
NBC Montana News at 6 starts right now.
New at 6, an evacuation for a few people in northwest Montana near Essex.
I'm Greg Peterson.
And I'm Kim Thurman. Also at 5, the impact cuts to Medicaid are having on local programs and residents.
This is Local 15 News.
All right, I'm going to set some ground rules before we get started with the questions.
Alabama Governor Robert Bentley shut down reporters before they even started asking.
In Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 11.
add another championship to the trophy.
You are watching NBC 24 News at 6 with Dane Murray, Ryan Cummings, and Kimberly Newman.
We begin at 6 tonight with breaking news. A grand jury has decided not to recommend charges against officers involved.
I would call Bev not kind of a hero. I would call her a hero.
A boy goes missing in Saginaw County, but hours later is found in an unexpected place. And we're talking to the woman who found him. That's all coming up on NBC 25 News at 11.
Covering all of the Flint Bay region, NBC 25 News at 11 starts right now.
Happening now, Michigan State Police investigating what they believe to be a murder near Hale, Michigan, which is located.
Starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Crawford. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Well, first, a Hardin County community is in shock.
At 10 on Fox Chattanooga with Kim Chapman, Josh Rowe, sports with Dave Staley, and Storm Track 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist David Blank. This is First at 10 on Fox Chattanooga.
I have a MVC with a school bus. The bus is flipped over.
Governor Brian Sandoval has ordered that all U.S. and state flags be lowered to half staff. We'll tell you exactly why coming up.
You're watching New News on Fox 11.
Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Kern.
And I'm Melissa Carlson. Thanks for joining us this midday.
And we begin right now developing and the investigation.
Weather index is in the low category. It will be breezy and cool again tomorrow. Details ahead on Fox 11.
Balanced news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 9.
Fox 11 is your home for the Packers 49ers post-game coverage. What an exciting night and an exciting finish.
Virginia's source for news. Eyewitness News starts right now.
I cried like a baby when I first felt that heartbeat come back. It was so surreal.
Going beyond the bark of duty, what a pet groomer did to save a dog's life. A dog who nearly died while getting its hair cut. It's a story you'll only see here on Eyewitness News.
Plus, new gut-wrenching information now coming to light 7 years after a toddler disappeared. What Aaliyah Lunford's sister says she saw her mom do to her as the trial against their mother gets underway. But first, we're continuing to follow
The coverage you can count on. This is the KFOX 14 Morning News.
A sea of blue creating a sea of taillights with Nashville traffic already a mess. What's being done to ease congestion as Kentucky fans take over the SEC tournament?
Running checks their bank accounts can't cover. The new Nashville eatery, workers say, has them working for free.
Your Skywatch Live Doppler is all quiet right now, but rain is on the way. I'll show you when you'll need that umbrella in your Skywatch 17 forecast. Fox 17 News starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News at 5:30.
It is day 3 at the SEC tournament downtown at Bridgestone Arena.
Looks nice there. Now at 10.
Notre Dame takes the field for the first time this season tomorrow. Why they expect to make it to the college football playoffs. Are the presidential candidates manipulating the media? We take a closer look. 400 geese euthanized in Mishawaka due to health concerns. Tonight, close to 50 people turn out for a vigil.
First, fast, accurate, live. This is WSBT 22 News on Fox.
Well, new at 10, emotions are high.
Tonight accused of assaulting a mother and her 2-year-old.
I heard him slap my baby.
I think he is the scum of the earth. What relatives say happened.
Wanted around the nation and busted in Maine. What this man is accused of. New at 10.
And the president's back and forth on Russia.
Is Russia still targeting the U.S., Mr. President?
Press, let's go.
And the protest against him in Portland tonight.
All here is frustrated with the last 72 hours in our country.
Now,
News is on your side at 10.
Police say a 2-year-old boy from Winthrop is seriously injured after they say the child and
Your news, your time. This is Fox Kansas News at 9.
Looking at the souls leaving the bodies of individuals.
It's Monday morning. You're watching WGXA Morning News on Fox 24. Hear about the intense exchange between President Trump and the President of Mexico that caused a trip to the White House to be called off.
Plus, this week, students will return to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School after the shooting that killed their classmates and teachers. See what the school did yesterday to ease tensions.
And see which companies are backing out of deals with the NRA and the gun rights group's response to the action.
Thank you for waking up with us. I'm Ashley Kirkland.
And I'm Rick Devins, and we're going to jump into the news in just a moment. But as we start off our work week,
You're watching Fox 24 News at 10 with Layla Gulen. This is Fox 24 News at 10.
Joe Riley walked down the steps of City Hall for the final time as Charleston mayor tonight after 40
Live from the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 News at 5.
We begin this evening with breaking political news. Fox 25 has confirmed that Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker has dropped out of the 2016 presidential race.
A Vietnam War veteran told he can't fly his Army flag. I'm Alex Leonard, and tonight we talked to the man who received this notice telling him to take it down.
Plus, a fire set on purpose in Yosemite where it's been burning in the park and how much land has burned.
A raisin farmer says 2,000 pounds of trays of raisins just like this were stolen here from his farm last night. I'm Wendy Lane, and coming up, I'll tell you why it's so upsetting to him and what he says the raisins were worth.
Those stories and more right now.
And now, the Fox 26 10 o'clock news.
And I'm proud of it.
His role in America's moonshot mission to cure cancer.
And the potential to make progress is greater than I've ever seen.
What those at the front lines have to say about the fight.
How to heal an injured brain.
It's not like a broken bone or a bruise that you have on your arm.
Uptown Marion has an image problem. Why leaders there say the look of empty storefronts is deceiving.
And another day of frayed nerves on Wall Street.
This is the new normal.
What's causing the free fall now well into the correction territory?
Fox 28 News begins tonight with the nation's new effort to stop one of the biggest killers out there today. We're talking about cancer.
Remembering the Emmanuel 9, how people locally are honoring those who died in Charleston almost 1 year ago. Senate Democrats spent more than 14 hours working overnight, what they're pushing for and what came out of a filibuster. A grand jury is convening to determine if the Orlando shooter's wife should be prosecuted. The three things they could indict her on.
This is Fox 28 News at 10.
Make it stop. 3 words in bold print on today's Boston Globe front page capture the intensity of
Fox 28 News at 10 starts now.
The Trump-Pence ticket becomes official.
I formally declare Donald J. Trump.
This is Fox News Midday.
A suspected burglar has just been arrested this morning. Up next, where he was found and the sudden move that suspect made as deputies were trying to handcuff him.
Plus, a local woman was hit by a car and killed overnight on Highway 90, who she was riding with just moments before the hit-and-run accident occurred. Good morning. You are watching Fox News Midday. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Brianna Bars.
And I'm Ernie Zuniga. Nice to have you here on this St. Patrick's Day Eve. A lot of people have plans for that or spring.
All news tonight on Fox 31 News at 10. Operation Southern Shield is underway. See how Georgia will crack down on drivers who decide to speed and how it's impacting our state.
Also new, gas prices steadily rising. We'll tell you what the average price is and where you can find the cheapest gas.
This is Fox 31 News at 10.
And good evening, and thank you for watching Fox 31 News at 10. I'm Aaron Leedy.
And I'm Nicole Williams. First on Fox 31 tonight, we send things over to Fox 31 meteorologist Carrie Capello for a look at our.
Now on Fox Rochester, the search for the driver who hit this woman. What investigators say they see in this video that could help them solve it. And why a local leader wants Wegmans to halt an expansion. Plus, big plans in Victor, how the town is planning to handle added traffic.
You're watching Fox Rochester. And this is 13 WHAM News at 10.
Back at the scene of the crime, tonight deputies returned to where a woman was hit by a car.
Tonight, the skies opened up again, and flash flooding became a big problem for people on their way home. But a much bigger threat could be looming for next week.
And Henrico police say this woman packed her bags and went on vacation in Mexico. But it's what they say she left behind that has her facing child neglect charges.
And you'll now have more chances to catch a country legend right here in Richmond, but the tickets are going fast. We are under another flood watch as once again.
Tonight on the Fox 42 News at 9.
He was able to stand up if he was holding on to a surface, and then he stopped standing.
The devastating diagnosis for a baby and his family. What experimental drug they're hoping will save his life.
It's where you can live, work, and play. I'm Winnie Dorch, and tonight I'll tell you about the latest projects coming to the Capital District.
Would you be willing to dig through the garbage if you found perfectly good stuff? What if you could sell it and make a very good income? How this trend is really taking off.
And this may look like any other motorized car for a child, but this is extra special. We'll show you why. Those stories and more right now.
From Omaha's only hour of primetime news, this is the Fox 42 News at 9.
Thanks for being with us tonight at 9. I'm Monty Torres.
And I'm Gia Vang, the student accused of making.
Right now at 9, a stolen car speeding down a Sioux City street causes a crash that's killed 2 people. 5 cars are stolen or burglarized in Sioux City this morning, an alarming trend according to police. After big gaps in airport security are revealed, TSA officials defend the work of their agents. It's a weather term most of us are familiar with, El Nino, and it may have an even bigger impact on our winter than usual. And a Siouxland man wins $500,000 playing the lottery.
This is Siouxland News at 9 on Fox 44.
The polls are closed across Siouxland tonight as the results come in.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 5.
We have breaking news in Southwest Baltimore at this hour.
A 7-year-old girl.
If your team has a summer glow tonight, heed this warning.
I just want to go talk to him and tell him that don't do this.
We're going to show you how tanning beds can be so dangerous, a state lawmaker is now looking to restrict them. Plus, up for some bargains? Ahead of tomorrow's opening, we take you to our new Costco and warn you about a coming headache.
Live from 2245 Corporate Place, this is Fox 45 News at 10.
First Warning Weather Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth here, and we are looking at clean sweeps on your First Warning radar, so we have dry.
Tonight on Fox, we speak to an Ohio State University student who describes the chaotic scene today as several were injured during an attack on campus. But first, following the death of a Madison businesswoman, the importance of catching the signs before tragedy happens. Thanks so much for joining us for the Hour News at 9. I'm Michelle Carolla. The Madison community is more.
Channel 11 News on Fox 53 at 10.
New at 10, 2 people were thrown from a truck after a crash in North Versailles.
And tonight, neighbors. You try to warn them as much as you can.
Right now on Fox Illinois News at 5:30, every parent's worst nightmare. What you need to know after police say a local child was attacked by a sexual predator.
Plus, developing news as the feds search Caterpillar's Peoria headquarters.
And H.H. Gregg filing bankruptcy, what it means for Central Illinois stores. Fox Illinois News at 5:30 starts now. First tonight, a shocking scene at Peoria's.
We're tracking breaking news tonight. One of Lexington's biggest employers is being sold to a group of Chinese investors.
It's Bevin versus the Bashirs. Why Governor Matt Bevin is accusing the administration before him of some illegal activities.
Richmond police handed out more than 100 citations at a college bar early Saturday morning. Coming up, I'll tell you why.
The Fox 56 10 o'clock news starts now.
We begin with breaking news tonight. One of Lexington's biggest employers is being sold to a group of Chinese investors. Lexmark confirms it will be a
Live, this is Fox 56 News. First at 10 with Dane Moran.
First at 10 tonight, funeral arrangements are set for a Pennsylvania State Police trooper who was killed in the line.
Coming up on Watch Fox News at 10.
We're going to start talking about something that's been whispered about for far too long. We're going to make sure we pass no judgment on a survivor going into this situation because it wasn't their choice to be in this situation.
Governor Haley stepping up against domestic violence in this state. How her executive actions are taking the fight to a major issue.
He's found himself in a mess. He's embarrassed himself.
A former Columbia councilman is distancing himself from a Richland County penny tax program after facing his own tax issues this week.
Dry and much warmer today as we made it into the 60s. That warming trend will continue, but rain chances on the rise as well. We'll explain coming up.
Plus, President Obama taking to the national airwaves to pitch his plan for gun control and taking questions from the American people. The news at 10 starts right now.
Live from the Watch Fox studios, this is Watch Fox News at 10.
These people are not victims. They are survivors.
Governor Nikki Haley is stepping up the fight against.
The man charged
They're unjustly
as a Bakersfield
targeted.
police officer speaks to Eyewitness News for the first time why he believes the charges against him are false.
Is Kevin McCarthy the next House Speaker? Eyewitness News sits down with a former opponent and weighs in on the local politician's run for the position.
And a local teenager makes a strong statement about body positivity on social media, the millions that it's reached and why the teen posted it.
Live in high definition from Fox 58 in Bakersfield, this is Eyewitness News at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Rochelle Murcia.
And I'm Dave Gonzalez in Los Angeles tonight. Investigators
Covering all of the Flint Bay region, this is Fox 66 Mornings.
Charging through, Hurricane Maria makes her presence known in the Caribbean. We're tracking where she's.
2 News at 9 on the CW.
Good evening and welcome to our News at 9. I'm Brent Hunsaker. Prosecutors are investigating the death of a child at a Magic Valley hospital. This after the hospital administrator.
6 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy with the 10 at 10, the 10 stories you need to know at 10 o'clock. We're back in weather alert tonight as the northern sections of our view.
Central Pennsylvania, this is CBS 21 News at 10 on the CW 15.
Voters
are experiencing the effects of king tide flooding, what the saltwater can do to your car and how experts say you can prevent damage. After several shootings, a Myrtle Beach nightclub has shut their doors for good. How the community's reacting and what will open in its place. And the Swamp Fox Entertainment Complex in Marion County reopened over the weekend, but business was not brisk. Why they say they aren't disappointed.
This is ABC 15 News on CW 21 at 10.
This is what it looked like in Garden City just about an hour.
Live from the News 3 studios in Las Vegas, this is the CW News at 10 with Marie Mortera.
He was remembered as a good man. Now police looking for the gunman who took David Lee Parsons' life. It's a big story tonight. Our Christy Wilcox spoke to.
Now at 10, a family in Jupiter says their son is a hero after jumping in front of a bullet to save another's life.
It's tough. I almost want to say it's impossible.
Lawmakers are spending the week living on minimum wage. Can they do it?
And a monkey on the loose terrorizes a Florida neighborhood. What the animal did to a police car.
This is CBS 12 News at 10 on the CW34. Two sisters are dead after a wrong-way crash on I-95. Tonight, we speak with those closest to the women and remember their lives. That story coming up in just minutes. But first, a Jupiter couple is mourning the loss of their son. Some are